And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Welcome everyone to the Smile Show with your host that smiles the most smiles.
Good morning. It came out perfect, Joel. Good morning, my sparkling sunshines. This is your favorite DJ, KD. And with me in the studio, I have the beautiful MJ and our person that does everything, Joel. So give you a round of applause for being here. Thank you. I am your host that smiles the most. And on this show, we believe in making and creating smiles because I believe smiling makes individuals love everyone sincerely. All right, we're going to start off with a prayer. So, Father God, I just want to say thank you for these moments. Again, thank you for MJ. Thank you for Joel. Thank you for all of my MBR family who just sends love, support, and kindness in every direction. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving us a voice and in a space. In your holy name, Jesus, amen. All right. Okay, guys. So today's inspiration of the day is from Maurice Chevalier. If you wait for the perfect moment when all is safe and assured, it may never arrive. Mountains will not be climbed, races won, or lasting happiness achieved. And the scripture that ties into that is from Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 4. Whoever watches the wind will not plant, and whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. So with that being said, I would like to hear what you feel like that means to you coming from today, a past experience or a future experience. What does that mean to you?
Well, I believe that we go through life to learn all lessons of God, how to balance and how to become unifiable as one. That means that we all have to give a little to come and meet, like right here in the middle.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So it's finally like learning how to, what we were taught. We have to learn how to, okay, let's try something different. Let's try to all meet here in the middle so we can get things happen, so we can love, so we can move forward, so we can do this thing because we're all in this together.
Amen.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome, MJ. See, you're amazing. Joel, what do you think? Your turn.
Oh, you know what? I'm getting dressed for the show later on, so I don't really have an opinion right now. I'm just doing the sound.
So Joel,
he's trying to get his tripod in his trousers.
Actually, you know what's funny? That's perfect, Joel. You are preparing for the moment. So we can get into is the man with the action right now. He's
Well,
not
the
just
acts
saying it.
anyway.
Yeah, he's actually doing it instead of letting the day go by without saying, I might do this today. No, I got this done. And you know what? You're an inspiration, Joel. You're an inspiration because I don't know how you sleep, when you sleep, like how you're managing to do all this because you are making things happen. You're allowing God to use you, and I'm very appreciative for you. And I'm pretty sure all of our MBR family are appreciative to you because you've given us all a voice, man. Like, you're a blessing. She was like, I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. Oh. And you've kind of like I wasn't gonna talk like I was. This was not part of this, but you help mold people, and that's what's beautiful about you, Joel. You see, just from meeting people, you see, okay, this is where they can go. You never make anybody feel bad about themselves. And if somebody is like, hey, let's do this, you're like, okay, we can do this, but like, let's work on this. You help mold people to be the best version and the most beautiful version of themselves so they can be and do what God called them to be. And thank you. Thank you. Oh God.
That's a life purpose. Look at that. Life purpose, soul purpose. He transformed himself so quickly, right? That's what it's about, right? Learning life lessons and being able to focus those life lessons into a soul pattern. So
Yes.
there's no mistake that you are where you are. There's no coincidence, right? Ever,
Exactly.
ever. And it's a beautiful thing. So
Yes.
those diamonds coming out your eyes, those diamonds, you sparkle, KD, you sparkle.
There's some magic fingers.
Hey, I love the magic fingers.
Magic
Her
fingers.
fingers.
Oh, look, there's tripod.
There's a try.
Welcome to the studio. You got your pants on now.
Yeah. Oh
You got
man.
your trouser trap
Yeah, already
going.
got him.
Oh man. So what that means to me, guys, I guess I really said it is pretty much live in the moment.
Only way to live,
And
baby.
I've learned that through hard trials and mistakes and realizing that if you just sit there depressed and trying to figure out, oh, well, I'll just wait to the perfect moment. And I've said that so many times. You know, who always been here is like, I'm going to work out on Monday and it's Sunday, right? Or it's a Monday and you're like, I'm going to work out on Monday. And you're like, no, I'll wait till next Monday when you should be working out now, you know, like whenever it's on your mind, hey, let's do it. Because if you let that moment pass by, it's over and you might not get that moment again. So you take on life as it comes and
That's
you
right.
grasp it and you're like, we're gonna write this thing out together, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we're just gonna enjoy it while we can.
We'll ride that big kahuna.
Exactly. Therapy told me that helps me out a lot. Being in the moment, and
You know, that's Buddhism.
meditation. Is it?
You know that, right?
I did not know
Buddhism
that.
is always to stay in the moment. And if you stay with calm within the chaos, everything is okay, right? Because when you're sitting quietly, that's why Buddhists and gurus sit a lot, because they're like, it's okay. Everything is okay. It doesn't have to be a high rate. It doesn't have to be a low rate. So in the culture of Buddhism, no matter which Buddhism, even Budhistas, they are, if you ever look at the Buddha's face, there's really no expression, right? There's not happy, there's not sad.
It's just there.
It is just living in the moment of
Wow.
understanding meditatively that everything is okay. If you're breathing and you're sitting, you're okay, right?
Wow. That's
So
beautiful.
that's the cultures of Buddhism. And I love that because anytime that I feel scatterbrained, I remember that culture, tap my thymus, and just everything is okay. It is okay. I'm breathing, I'm living, I'm standing in the moment, and it is okay. There's no fear, there's no nothing, right?
Right.
So I love how the culture of different religions or denominations all fit within that same dynamic, KD. I love that.
I do too. And
That
then
is so
what is
inspiring.
who is the one that says namaste? Who I'm trying to
That's Buddhism. A lot of Hinduism. It's namaste.
namaste.
Um,
Just how they're just calm.
yeah,
Oh,
that's Sanskrit. Namaste meanings, and with love, please finish, or please, and honoring. Yeah,
oh wow. Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. I can't wait to learn. That's what I'm here for. I want to learn more. I don't want to be just in this square little bubble. I want to learn because we're all in this together.
I love that. I love that people who are open to different denominations, and different cultures and different religions can unifiably be the I am Christ light. And I
Yeah.
love that. And that's basically what we preach is there is no denomination better than another, because God didn't create denominations. Man created those
They
denominations and
did.
those religions.
And they
But
say mine I'm better. And it was all religion and war. It all was politics. I know that's like a whole thing, but I know like religion has a lot to do with politics and
it,
not what the true beauty, what God sent us to do.
I don't want to pick on religions. I want to state it's man.
Man.
Man created religions. Man created the judgments and the egos of other religions and other facets of life. Man created war because of ego and greed,
Right.
right?
Right.
Throughout all, in fact, war just didn't start recently. War has been a product of every denomination all the way back to Neanderthal times and caves. That is incredible. But if you think about it, it was a territorial, egoic judgment that created this is mine and you're not allowed to have it. And we will fight over this, right?
Or the fact like, ooh, I like what you have. I want it. So I'm gonna take
Yeah, if you're
it.
a Viking, right?
Yeah.
I'm Viking.
I feel like I was a Viking to my husband.
That's all mine.
My poor husband, he didn't have. Oh man, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance. And you know what? And that's what I just. So that's funny. I say that. I just need everybody to know how much I love my husband and how much supportive he is. He's so wonderful and amazing. Um, we'll be together 8 years this year, so I just want to shout out to him as well. Like he's
There
amazing.
you go. It
Yeah.
means infinite. You know that, right?
Really? I did not. Oh, well, that
The
makes sense.
Yep,
That,
the
yep,
8 is the
eight.
abundance or infinite of abundance. That's why 2024 is an abundance of year of whatever it is that you claim. So you claim your abundance in the beginning of the year because it's the year 2024 equals an 8, numerology 8.
Wow. I did not know that. Well, we were going to be. That's what. So,
I am the
what?
queen of useless knowledge.
No, that is not useless because I need to know what did you claim for your abundance this year then?
I My biggest abundance I claim is peace with love. And I don't want peace without love, because I know that if I can continue a love basis, all abundance that I want or I desire is going to come. But I have to have peace and love in order to have that, because our heart chakras state that within love, then we express, then all abundance comes through.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh man. Okay, Joel, what did you? I'm gonna
He's
pick on
still getting
you.
those trousers in his pants.
What did you? What do you claim this year? What do you claim that's gonna be fruitful this year? What do you want?
I want the show to go very well. So far, it's going very well.
Oh,
I don't know. I just woke up. I'm just a sound guy.
In other words, keep me out of your damn discussions, you ladies.
I'm still gonna be like Joel. Joel, I know he's getting ready for
Joe,
the
are you
day.
awake? Are you awake? Are you there? Are you awake?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just going with emotions. I'm still putting my trousers on.
So, guys, so you want to talk about abundance. You know how long I've been wanting to get my passport. I've been years, years, years. This has been like a struggle. And my husband was like, "Oh my god, that costs so much." But my husband, he's so amazing. I need him. He's my when I told y'all last session, like we're complete opposite. it's opposite out of, I've noticed that more and more couples is normal opposites. Like he likes the house at 60 degrees. I want it at 78 so our house bill's not up. You know? Like,
I'm with your
he wants-
husband, man. Look at it's Florida, and I'm in long sleeve shirts. Why? Because my house is 69.
Oh no! I'd be like, I'd be crying those diamonds. Please turn it up, please.
No, you're making them. Then you're like, oh, this is it, the diamond factory. Look, the Trouser Trout tripod wants us to take a break.
Oh, are we taking a break already? Oh, Joel. All
Yeah,
right,
it's all right.
everyone. Well, that was the first part of this beautiful podcast with MJ. I love her so much. And we will be back. Go take a potty break, and we will be back shortly.
Coffee.
Love you.
Restless heart, broken from the start, and you think that you must walk this path alone. Break away and love yourself today. You have to fight the bad thoughts in your mind. 'Cause you will find your better off alive. Don't give your life away. You, my friend, you're worth it in the end. Don't give it all away. Restless minds pacing all the time, giving in to someone's point of view. No but time, when you step back from that line, you see you're not alone and we're all afraid. 'Cause you will find your better off alive. Don't give your life away. You, my friend, you're worth it in the end. Don't give it all away. And you will find your better off alive. Don't give your life away. And you, my friend, you're worth it in the end. Don't give it all away.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you too, girls.
Good night.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Good morning again. We are back. I hope you had the tinkle and had your coffee or whatever is your drink for the day. We are going to be, well, that's a big cup. I love it. I love it. So we're going back to the passport. Um, Backstory. Coming from a family who really didn't have much, but my mom made sure she was a single family home. You know, she did the best that she could with this, and we didn't have much money, right? So when I joined the military, I wanted to travel. I've always wanted to travel when I was a kid. Like that was, I wanted to travel the world and to see and indulge in all the cultures that I can. Like I am a cultural person. I want to see what kind of food you eat. Like how do you live? How do you sleep? How do you go to the bathroom? How do you like let me know, let me diverse in your culture. So when I was stationed in Turkey, that was the most beautiful thing. And that's why I joined the military. When I became a police officer, I was like, I can travel the world. So I was stationed in Turkey, and my next duty station was Italy. But I got to see stuff coming from somebody who's never traveled outside of their city to I traveled straight out of the country, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. And I was like, oh, like it did something to my heart. And I was like, I can't stop here. But it took so long for me to get my passport. It was always either I didn't have the good morning fire social worker. Oh, we love your energy as well. I love the fact that he gets people like motivated to save money, to be like healthy and wealthy with their money. So good job. It's good to see you. Um, so like I said, it was either we didn't have money or it's just like the timing, you know, right? And safe to say, we got our passports. But guess what? There's always a but, right? Um,
Everybody's got one. And that but word, we're not allowed to use that but word
Oh, we're
because
not
that
allowed
just
to use
canceled
it.
out everything you just said that was so beautiful.
Oh well, okay. So how do I say it? How do I? What would be the transition? Would be
You can say, and I love
however.
traveling, I love this, and this is why I need my passport because I won again. And right, and but nor
And
conjunction junction. What's your
we're doing English class, guys. This is my English class.
no?
Um,
But is a negative cancel, like it cancels. So you would say all of this, and then you take a deep breath, going, the one thing maybe we missed out on was this, and I know it's coming because I got faith that Father, Mother God's going to bring it.
okay. Well, what she said. they misspelled my baby's name wrong. Like instead of putting an N, they put an M, and I'm like, there goes us going to Canada. I'm like, there's no way I live an hour away from Canada, and like y'all won't let me. I'm just like, we're
But I
going
don't
to
understand
Canada.
how did you get to go to Turkey without passport? Like I had to
Because
have a passport in order to travel on the hops and stuff.
really, so as long
In
as we
Russia.
had our orders, that's all that. Like, so I had those were orders for me. So that was my duty station. And so if we went to like Germany or Turkey or Italy or Greece or anywhere, as long as we had those orders, it was NATO orders. As long as we had those orders, we could travel back and forth.
Wow. See, when back in the 80s, I had to have my passport. Like they would not.
Really?
hmm I had
Wow.
to go in with my passport, with my driver's license, and my social security card. They were the three items that I had to have.
Wow. I wonder if like when did NATO, I don't know when that happened, but like yeah, it was back in 2009 though. A lot has changed being in the military. You can put your hands in your pockets, guys.
Stop
You
it.
can put, no, I'm not joking. You can
I think
literally
that's a man's law, so they can move their junk around. Man decides what these laws are, right? Now we need to have our pockets
Kids, so we can just shoot,
so we can shove it around.
so nobody can see.
That's right.
That's
Indecent
so.
exposure, right?
Oh God. No. Hopefully it's not that. I don't know. I feel like military it's becoming civilianized, maybe. Like you can even wear
Oh,
your hair down.
did you just say that?
Yeah, yeah. You can wear your hair down. Like
Stop it.
yeah, like you can wear your hair just in a ponytail. It doesn't have to be in a bun. You can walk around with your cell phone now. Yeah, I'm just like, wow. It's okay. What we're just I don't know. We don't know where we're going. But so with that being said, guys, I'm traveling again this year and we're going to Canada. I don't care what happens. I don't care. And we're going to Canada.
You're
As
going to
soon
go to
as
Saskatchewan, Alberta, Quebec. Where's you going? Oh, monsieur.
I so driving through, we'll probably go to what you say, Saskatchewan. I'm trying to think of the area that we live, like we can drive into. So we went to the Peace Garden.
Ontario, Ottawa. It's probably
Once
Ontario. Where do you live? Michigan?
Minot, North Dakota.
Why not? Why not? Because it's freezing. It's not reason.
So I don't know if y'all have heard of the Peace Gardens, which is I heard it's the most beautiful thing. We went when before they planted all these flowers. But literally it's like all these flowers in the area of America and Canada. So technically I've been to Canada. Technically. But we had to drive like all the way back. It's the most beautiful thing you have to see. So I heard the
Parlez-vous
story.
français?
Gosh, I took French so long ago. I know s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît means please, right? S'il vous
Yeah.
plaît. S'il vous plaît. Français,
My
and then
father's
you say
biggest
no.
joke when we would go to Canada as little kids in the 60s and 70s, he would say, "Fermez les bouches, s'il vous plaît, merci beaucoup." And we all look at him. He goes, "Shut your mouth, sit down, please."
But he made it sound so like, okay. Whatever.
Oui, oui.
Yeah. Oh, oui, monsieur. Oui. All right. So you said you wanted peace and love. Okay. I wanted a passport and to travel this year. Joel just wants to make sure he makes it to his
He just wants to make sure his trout fits in his pants this morning.
and we have a great show. And another thing, I noticed another thing that I've been able to do is generational curses. I don't know. I've been breaking a lot of generational curses, and that's the most painful thing. Uh, but that's called sprucing and splicing because we're here to produce fruit, right? So if we want to heal, if we want to heal others, we got to go through that pain to get that sprucing and the splicing, because when you prune and cut flowers to make them look beautiful and to be more fruitful, that's the same thing that's going to happen to us. So we can produce fruit for others to see, so they can go through that sprucing and splicing and know, okay, it's going to be okay. We got this. It's painful. It hurts, but we know it's for a reason. Oh, and here she is, guys. Here she is. The reason why I do everything. Come here, mama. Say hi.
Good morning, sweet baby girl.
Oh, you want to hear? Say good morning. Look, say good morning.
Good morning, sweet baby girl. Good morning.
Say I love you.
I love you too.
Bless. All right. Thank you. I'll let you wear them in a little bit, okay? Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna help me with this?
Yeah.
So lately I've been doing
Oh, you pin. You pin.
yeah, my pen. Go ahead, go play. I've been doing a lot of DIY projects, right? Living in that moment, that present moment. My daughter is literally the reason why I've been taking a lot of big steps in saying I got to do something different, because I have to show her something different. I don't want her to go through the same things that I've been through, especially being raised and just the things that I've been through in life. I know she's going to have hardships, but I need her to know that she's not alone. She's not going to be alone with her hardships. I'm here. Her dad's here. We're here to help her grow. We're here to be with her through those hardships and to push her forward and to elevate her so she can be the best person that she is. So she's not wondering, hey, why was I born? Why was I born? Why am I here? Why do people don't love me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want her to ever have those thoughts.
So why don't you do the cord? I mean, is it the same thing as ancestral line cord cutting? We do stuff like that where we cut patterns of our ancestral lines. Is that the same in the metaphysical? Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is honoring what our ancestors had to go through because of past patterns or old belief systems from their time frame. So we evolve by learning from our ancestors. Did you ever see the meme where the great grandfather says, "You're an idiot," and then the father goes, "You're a moron," right? And
yes,
then
and the little boy is crying. Yeah,
and he's like, "I love you."
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. I've seen. See. Yes. That's what we.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
And we understand. It wasn't real pretty back then. You know what I mean? And everything happens for a reason. Is it that time again, Joel?
It is. H Train is on it.
All right. Well, guys, thank you again for this little segment. We are going to go on break. And when we get back, we are going to talk about, we're going to finish talking about breaking those ancestrals, cutting those cords, and just what we're going to do forward, okay? So we love you guys. Thank you.
Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hello again. Okay.
Hello again.
Yeah, hello again. We are back. And we have our host, MJ, and it's good to see you. And Joel, thank you for being amazing. So we're talking about ancestral. We're cutting the lines of some of the things that our ancestors had to do to survive, and cutting those ties to go forward and being that change in the world that we need and evolving. So, what is something that you have done, MJ, as far as cutting? What is one thing that you're like, I did this?
So I was in that that era of a child was to be seen and not heard, and you spoke once and then you got a whack, period. Like, my father was a very going into the military was so easy for me because my father was such a disciplinarian. And that being said, he not only was a disciplinarian at home, he was a disciplinarian at the schools. So it was like, okay, a paddle like that thick, that long with holes. Get that?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. It had your name on it. Yeah,
that one. So but I found that it was a bit abusive, in a sense of I can understand and love where he came from, right? Because let's just honor it. If we were Tutankhamun back in Egyptian time, we'd be bludgeoning our firstborn because we didn't want him to attack us in our weakness, right?
Right.
So we had to get instead of being 9 years old having babies, we had to grow up a little bit to have the babies, to have the strength in order to control them, right?
Right.
So thank gosh that our beautiful human side has evolved from that, and so now we're evolving out of, like, my Gen X is evolving out of that old pattern of, hitting, slapping, because what they were doing is they were conditioning, and it got so abusive in the 70s and 80s. That's when I think it was somewhere around 83 to 85, somewhere in there, they decided there was no more physical punishment in the school systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because they all got to be very, very abusive within their judgment. So at that point, what we were doing is, like, and it bothers me, and I said on one of my shows, you condition a child that when you get angry, because your face and your expressions. I'm angry, so now I'm going to hit. Well, now you're conditioning that mechanism into that child. Anger means hit. So here you go. The parents are teaching this, but then when the child goes to school and the child is conditioned after how many times of conditioned brain patterns that I'm angry, I'm going to hit. Now the child hits. Now what happens? Now, not only does the kindergarten teacher, whack Johnny in the ass back then the parent, you get home, now the parents are whacking the child.
And you're like, you taught me this.
Right. When I love when I go to, like, I'm sorry, Walmart, but I'm going to pick on Walmart because I only ever see it there, or I see it at the grocery store. And it's that mother who is pushing the cart with these kids, and she is on the phone. She's trying, she is multitasking, and you can just see that energy just pounding, right? And then these kids are these two babies, one's sitting in the little thing and the other one's in the back picking and poking on the other one, till the other one turns around, slaps him. Now that one starts crying. Now the mother, I love it, turns around, whacks the kid and said, stop hitting isn't right. And I'm like, oh dear God, you literally just told the child not to hit, and you're turning around and hitting because you got angry.
And they're
Do
so
you
confused.
understand the confusion of these freaking babies?
Yes.
And this is when they started that in like the mid 80s until about 2000, these poor, beautiful millennial, I look at that going, they're confused. They're confused with their emotions within society. They're confused. What you're teaching one thing as a child, and it's conditioned. This is why you always hear on my podcast, I'm like, that's man's conditioning your brain to think the way it is. That's why we tap, and I just tap. Whenever I see it, I breathe and I tap, and I'm like, stay out of judgment, go back into heart, and say something like, wow, I wonder where the child learned to hit. Huh. That's something, right? Where did the child learn that?
Right.
That's amazing. And then those parents, like I have teachers, like school teachers in my family, and they're like, you'd be amazed at the conditions, like what these kids say. And this all starts, they don't allow the kids to actually be ornate. They're programmed. These children are programmed just like the military used to program the soldiers, right? Now you're telling me a little bit lighter, but I was programmed. And when you're programmed, even like kids, that is a product of man's judgments and man's egos and conditioned mechanism by man. And it's not like physical male, but it's human, right?
Right.
And that's where I see this. And that's where I see the evolution and the change. Evolution and change to allow people to be who they are to their free will. So we're not uprooting and taking out their root chakra, which is your right to be. And that is that root chakra. When you are born, you have the right to be on this earth. And right. That's right. You're allowed to be. That's right. Yeah.
She can't even hear you. She found the mic and was like, oh, I get to speak.
I am Mike.
That's right. So,
Show you.
are you having fun? Hold on really quick, Mama. You can express your emotions, but hold on. Mommy has a thought. So I have been there. That's what makes me, that's where I am right now. We're so conditioned in what we've learned in these learned behaviors and patterns. It's the willingness to stop and learn and be like, wait, this isn't right. Like, how can I elevate? How can I get out of this? And it's not easy, because when you say, I don't want to do this, sometimes it's automatic because it's all you know. You have to take a step back and try.
You're conditioned, right?
Right. Unconditioning yourself to like, okay, I can't hit her or pop her on her bottom and say, don't be hitting when I'm hitting her. Like, I have to, and I can't just scream when I get upset or yell at her. I have to stop. Think about, what can I say positive to make her okay to understand what I did was not good, but I'm still loved.
So, child raising is one hell of a thing, because these babies don't come with instructions,
Right, no.
I got
all
2 babies
different.
of my own. 30, what is it? 32 and 30. I mean, I got 2 of these.
You don't have
And
a 32 or 30-year-old.
oh, I do, baby girl, I do.
Oh, wow, you're so beautiful.
Thank you, but I do, and I love my girls. Been, one of the things you asked me about breaking, I refuse to hit them. Now, I did tell the story on my podcast where, the anger, and it was more of fear. When we hit it, the anger is caused. That one for me when I literally, it's the only time I ever hit my daughter, and I told her, here you go, here's that mother crazy mind, right? You're juggling and juggling and juggling. And I just had my second daughter at the time. She was my oldest one was 2, and she loved her baby Titor, right? Because she couldn't say sister, so she goes, I love my baby Titor. And she was really a good, my oldest was a really, really good baby. And I told her, I go, now you have to hold on here, right? Thank God I was in this small little pumpkin place in Danville, because that's where I grew up in Pennsylvania, this little hick town. And I tell her, I'm like, you hold on to that handle. Don't let go of that handle, because we have to park in the main street of town. Main street, the whole 50 cars.
That's busy.
And you'd be lucky if you see a car go down the middle of the, But anyway, there was a car, and it was snowing. So it was even that much worse, because we couldn't get on the sidewalk because the mounds of snow. And I go, you need to listen to mommy for your Titor. And she goes, okay. I go, don't leave go of that handle. So I'm trying to get the youngest one with, the car seat and everything else inside. And this one, I don't know what she thought, but she decided, all I hear is a car scratch. The fear, right? Because I'm in a small place. So obviously it had to be the car that was something. So I look, and there she is. I grabbed her arm and whipped her, and I'm like, and you can see the fear, and it was an inert reaction was grab her arm, and I whacked that pamper hard. And it was, and then when I realized, because she was in such shock that I actually whacked her. You will never. Mommy, I'm gonna whack you.
I'm trying to mute, because she just kept saying, mommy. She's trying to plug up. She's here. Come on.
So that's how I found in my life, where was it my fear or was it their fear, right? And how is a child's fear reacting of the hit or the protection mode? So protection mode of hitting is an explanation that now we have to really talk about and really get to our babies, right?
And that's what the hitting is not because you made me so upset. It's, I'm trying to teach you this. This is so important. I need you to listen. You can't, like you said, like that one, that's a big one. You can't just dart off in the streets. You can't do this. Like, I need you to listen to this. And I know that hitting is extreme. So how can we elevate to get them to listen without hitting? So I'm proud.
So, we brought in to change that pattern of ancestral lineage. We went to 1, 2, 3 method. Right. So that was a method that we used, which is the first one, because a child is so curious and inquisitive, and they have no fear. They come in really with no fear. And if you see a child that has fear, that's a past life that they're bringing in. So find somebody to clear that pattern, because there are babies who come in with like a fear. My grandson came in with a fear. Every time you put the little beanie on the head, he would scream bloody murder. And this is what an infant, and he's like this, getting the beanie off his head. But when we did the past life on him, he was actually bagged and hung. So of course, that beautiful little boy coming in from a past life has that cellular memory. And the minute we cleared that pattern, he put mask on, he put shirts over here. I mean, everything after we cleared the pattern. So, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, that's when I really dug into divine grace, is because you're like, wow, like it is such a reality to see from one time to another, that fear base. But most babies have no fear. In fact, most people's frontal lobes aren't even, but the women's frontal lobes aren't even developed till they're 25. And now they're saying the men's frontal lobe isn't developed till they're 27. So there's not a fear, which is why our beautiful government chooses people who are 18 to 21 to draft them or to go in
because they don't have no fear. That is wow. Because I remember when I wanted to go to okay.
Bye.
I remember when I went into the military, people were like, I didn't have no fear of going to Iraq or Afghanistan. I was like, I'm doing this for my country. This is we gotta do this. When I get out and I'm like learning, I've learned a lot of stuff, military wise and everything. And I'm just like, oh wait, we're all God's children. Why are we doing this? Wait. This isn't like no. So they do get you at that age where you're like, no. But we are going on break. I'm sorry. Thank you, Joel. I was looking at the time. We are going on break. And when we go back, and thank you again for MJ. I am so proud of you. We are going to talk about what we can do today to burst our bubble. What can we do to go ahead and start to break that other to live for the now, to live for the now, and to break that cut those ties and the generational curses. I love you, and we will be back.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hello, beautiful people. We are back, and again, we have our beautiful host MJ with us in the studios. So, like I said, what we're going to talk about now, I'm proud of you again, MJ, for breaking that. That's a hard one because you have to learn breaking that one. So, what are we going to do today to try to break another one? What are we going to do to live for the moment?
Are you asking me?
Yes, ma'am.
So how I've learned to break ancestral line patterns is when I find myself in any type of negative interpretation, I have to figure out where that came from, right? Now, the easiest thing I do is I always tell people breathe and tap your thymus because it takes out your ego, super ego, and id. So when I sit in meditation, I'll just close my eyes, I tap, and I go, where is this? Where is this that I found this? And it's always back into a conditioned mechanism that we are so conditioned because we were born into it and we didn't have a choice, right? The first 18 years, you don't have a choice. You're just going to live with it. So that's why if your parents had any type of a dysfunction, these children then have a dysfunction. It's kind of like they say alcohol and smoking is hereditary.
It's not hereditary. Just like they said diabetes and all the other stuff's hereditary. It's learned behaviors that make it into that.
So we have, our God is so good that we have the highest ability to change any pattern that we don't want. And that is up to what it is, our desires of how we have healed our own wounds and how we have healed us to go forward. So one of the things is that very militant speaking. My father was very militant speaking. And you hear in my podcast, people don't believe it, but I should have been an MP because I had this block on my shoulder, like daring somebody. I dare you to take that off now. Mm-hmm. And that was the young militant MJ, or it was the young MJ growing up with that type of parental behavior, right? And so to fix it, now when we fix it, we try to figure out where it is. Where is this anger coming from? Why do we subject ourselves with anger? Because nothing ever gets fixed with anger. That's what I always said. Why are we sending our warriors and our soldiers in to fight a battle for the man of egoic stance who wants to take everything? This doesn't make sense to me. Our militaries are supposed to protect our king, but our kings and our hierarchy are not to put us in danger. So where's the greed? Where is that? So that's what I'm trying to fix in this generation.
Hello, Mommy.
I'm proud
Fixing
of
that.
Hello, Mommy.
Fixing the angers and the greeds, right? And how do we do it? Do you really need it? Right? Do you really need all that stuff? Do you really need the power of money? And the people who need the power of money and cannot find peace within the being okay, right? We're okay. Why do you need it? For clout? To grow with people who say, nope, I have this, or this is what's going on? No, not at all. It is not for that. It is truly for the basis of creating a balance of humanity with peace, love, joy, happiness, all your 12 mind power, zeal, strength, love, order. I mean, these are all our mind powers. So why are people not tapping into their 12 mind power centers, but tapping into a conditioned mechanism that hasn't changed for centuries? I can't imagine, because people aren't aware of it. People have no idea of the conscious and the unconsciousness. I would truly believe that it's people who don't understand the unconsciousness of the traumas that they have tucked away, or they don't see a problem within the family unit because they don't know another way. And it's nobody's fault. It's just an awareness, right? We have to be aware.
And you know what? You're amazing to bring that awareness, because God is tapping into you. And just like Joel, who's finding people who they're coming to them and be like, hey, I want to do this. Can you help me do this? You are getting those people to be like, hey, when God is tapping into their souls, like something's not right, you help define and help like mold, hey, this is not right.
Right.
And this is what we're going
Well,
to
I
do.
try. And a lot of us with PTSD who go through these traumas, they forgot who they were. They forgot and this is why you have PTSD, because they have forgotten. They've forgotten that path. They've forgotten that way. They forgot about take our own part and forgive those, right? I'm not saying any type of trauma, I'm not saying it was right or wrong. What I'm saying is we have to learn to balance this and make it an understanding of what is my part, and stop playing that victim. Right. You're a victim of that trauma. And the minute you let go of being that victim and understanding, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not, it's easy. It is hard to let go of something that could almost have killed us, or something that was so forceful that, and you're questioning how, why. I mean, these are all now digging deep, and that's more of I call it the unconscious, because our conscious, why is it questioning us? And it's really not our conscious, it's our ego. Our ego wants to be angry. Our ego wants us to blame and victimize. And so we have to get out of that conditioned pattern first before we can actually fix PTSD or fix that going forward. I would love that.
And our ego is so quick to want to be first or always win.
Right. And that is created. And where is that created? It's created by society, right? So as children, now we're not only learning from our parents, now we're learning from society, our peers, right? Peer pressure. And then local governments. I mean, everybody plays a factor. And then when you have an admission who is not doing for the highest of all, now you have to look at our administrators of who's doing this, our governors, our senators, like, where is this? Where have we lost? Where have we gone wrong? Where are we as citizens not being aware of, the matters of truth? Well, because we are so subject like sheep, and thank God we're getting away from it, but we're so subject to watch the news and to listen as if it's the holy commandments.
Right.
No.
Right.
I mean, they're getting paid, they're getting pocketed, and that's not the truth. It's twisted, it's interpreted. And so interpretation comes with this. Interpretation law of universal law of divine grace plays a huge importance of how we run our life and how we go forward with our will, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's how I see life right now. And I get even my own children, they'll come and they'll go, listen to this. And I go, you're missing something. And she goes, what? I go, your ego's in the way. Take your ego out of the way and it won't happen. I go, tap. The tapping is the easiest way. I don't care if it looks stupid. Breathe and tap your thymus because.
And where's your thymus? You're gonna have to teach me this.
Okay. You see your little doodad here? This
right
little
right
this dimple by your trachea?
Yeah.
Where you would have a tracheotomy if you have to. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Dimple. If you just take your 3 fingers and come straight down, there's a bone right there. It's actually hard cartilage. And if you tap it, it sounds hollow. And you can tap as hard as you want. It'll never hurt. There's nothing there. But what it does is it's attached to the nerve that goes directly up to the middle of the brain, disconnecting the theoretical side and the spiritual sides of the brain, right? So when you get these two together, that is where your ego, superego, and your id lie. So judgments and ego all lie within that frontal lobe that crosses the back. And that is a mechanism of change. So when you get in a struggle, you get heated or you get going, okay, breathe. Is this on me? Where is this? Why is this, right? Or PTSD people, when they start getting the fuzzies or they start getting the hollowing, echoing, or they start getting the anxiety, they need to start immediately tapping. And it's a condition. Again, you have to condition your brain to do it, right? You have to condition going up, trigger, tap, breathe and tap, because that'll remove that. And it's hard.
That's part of the I don't know if we've learned this, but like touching the things around you to bring you back to the moment.
Right. I call it squirreling. So I call it squirreling. Get ready for the squirrels. Take you out immediately. Get a list of squirrels, right? How's the weather? How's this? How's that? Now, if the weather affected you and you have a trauma from the weather, then we're not going to remember weather as a squirrel pattern. Right? Or if you got hit by a baseball, you're not going to remember baseball. Whenever you had a trauma in, don't be squirreling to it, because squirrel to your love, your children, oh, I wonder how she did in kindergarten today. And have that list of squirrels, right? Because you need to divert and change immediately that pattern. So I call it squirreling.
Squirreling. I love it. Well, I see that we are 3 minutes out, guys. So
wow, that was quick.
That was quick. I'm like, this is not fair, MJ. Joe, this is not fair. We need at least 3 or 4 hours. MJ, so we're going to celebrate our small wins. I want to give you a round of applause. Yay! Joel, I know you've stopped a lot of generational curses and cutting those ancestral ties. I want to congratulate you. So we're going to do a round of applause. I have a joke for you guys. You ready for my dad joke?
Yep.
Why don't meteors have any dirt or dust on them?
Why don't meteors have any dirt or dust on them?
Yes.
Because they're out of this world?
That's a good one.
Look at Joel. He finally got his pants up.
That is incorrect, though. You got a chance. You got a chance, MJ. Why do you?
I can't. I'm not good with those.
Because space is a vacuum. Dun, dun, dun.
Damn. Here, I'll give you the rattle.
Okay, so I have a prayer that is on my phone that I want to say, because we are going into our 4th of July weekend, and there's going to be a lot of people
out there. Get ready for the 4th of July with that noise.
Yeah, I have ringing in my ear, and it's
already started last night.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I'm just staying inside. I love fireworks, but sometimes I can't be around a lot of people, like big crowds. I'm learning though. I'm getting there. So I'm praying for you, Joel. I'm praying for you. All right, guys, this is our prayer. We're asking for God's protection, especially for this weekend and everybody that's going to be out for 4th of July. God, thank you for being our constant source of strength and peace. The fact that you are with me at all times gives us joy and fills us with hope. Today, please remind us that you are with us. No matter what we face, help us to remember that you are near and you're in control. Every battle we face has already been won. In your holy name, Jesus, amen. And just keep everyone safe, Lord God, as they are traveling to and from their destinations and spending time with their family. Keep everyone safe and just give us guidance, love, and wisdom and kindness as we all come together. In your holy name, Jesus, amen. Guys,
Aho.
really enjoyed all of this. Thank you so much, MJ. It was such an
You're
honor
welcome.
to be with you,
It's
Joel.
my honor. You're so cute. I love this.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope to see you more in my shows. Joel, you're amazing. Like I'm just always gonna thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. And guys, don't forget, always remember to smile because you never know who needs one. Love you. Y'all be blessed.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to talk about something close to my heart.